Welcome to Amintro Family, the podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Sammut. We hope you're enjoying the free online platform and community for family caregivers, be it through the Amintro Family app or amintrofamily.com. It's all about helping those caring for their aging parents and relatives or friends and to connect and share experiences and access valuable resources. Our guest today is Ian Hardy, who is beginning to see his caregiving role grow. Ian, it's good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you. Now, you lost your mother years ago when you were a teenager, and your dad is 85 now. He had been single for many years until he met someone. Renata? Was it Renata? Yeah.
That's correct.
Renata, and they had been together for about 8 years or so until she passed away a few months ago. I'm sorry for your loss and for your dad's loss. Now, going back to the beginning of their relationship, Ian, how was it to see your dad with someone new?
It was twofold. It was great because he is a very outgoing person, conservative but outgoing person. He loves going to the theater, going to shows, going out for dinner, and doing that with someone is way better than doing it by yourself.
Yeah.
From his perspective and our perspective, they knew each other back in the day when our families all hung out. I don't remember this, but he tells a story of they were all family friends in this neighborhood that they grew up with in Montreal. So they knew each other back then. Life took different turns. My family moved. They stayed in Montreal. And then all of a sudden, years later, decades later, they go to a same gathering, like a party. This is what's called a decade ago. And Renata's there and my dad is there. And then they start talking again. And eventually they just start, I would say, dating. I
Really?
imagine.
Yeah.
So this is around 75 years old.
Yeah.
So
Were you aware of it at the time, or did he just
No.
kind of tell you all of a sudden, oh, I've been dating someone?
Yeah, at Thanksgiving.
Really? Was she there? She wasn't there.
She was not there. She was in Montreal with her family, and then my dad got us all together and said, "I started dating. And her name is Renata, and I knew her back in the day, and we all got together. We all had a good time, and now we're just companions." Right?
Wow.
It's been really it was really great for their friendship as individuals and also as a couple because they were into the same thing. They went to shows together and then went to dinners and all the family events. So it was really great to see him with someone who he knew back in the day, because those stories were different than what I remember. And then she brought up all these pictures of the families at parties.
Yeah.
My brother, family, just randomly, here's a picture of my brother Trevor when he was like 10 years old, and she had it in her pictures, like old school pictures,
Wow.
vintage pictures. And she talks about my mom different than I remember. So that in itself is very interesting.
Yeah.
But it was great.
How was it to hear them talk about your mom?
I remember my mom. So my mom passed away, let's call it 30 years ago. So my viewpoint of my mom is very much a very lively person.
Yeah.
And her perspective somewhat matched it, which was very pleasant. Because, as I said, she brought these pictures out and she said various things about my mom. So it's very comforting to answer your question.
Yeah. Validating too, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. I got it. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Renata and your dad having this shared history, which would have helped the start of the relationship and throughout the relationship, I'm sure. So how close would they have gotten? Like, did they keep separate residences? Stay with each other a lot, or did they end up moving in together? Like, how close did they end up getting?
They never moved in together. That was a decision that they both made, is that we're going to keep our own residence, but we're going to hang out. They had dinner every night.
Yeah.
That was the thing that we're going to go to shows together. We're going to you can come over to our family events, which we did, and I went to theirs and they went to ours, which is great. But the residents were separate. Now, I think at some point early in their relationship, they slept over,
Hmm.
but the residents were separate.
Yeah.
Like just like when you start early dating, I think that's what they did. Like,
They just were like good enough, and that's where they
decades
stayed.
later.
So, in terms of care, would your dad have needed care during the time he was with Renata, and same goes for Renata? Like, would they have played the role of caregiver for each other at any point?
So my father had a heart attack.
When's that?
It's called 5 years
Okay.
ago. He also had something happen in his knee, and she had breast cancer. So the role of care from their perspective, apart from how we cared for them and each individually,
Yeah.
my dad definitely played the role of a helping hand for her recently in regards to hospital visits, food wise, doing all that stuff, communicating with her family, very very much in touch on a daily basis. Apart from her calling her daughter, or being there for whenever unfortunate events happened in her life, he played that role of just listening. That was a big thing, and he's so good at listening.
Mm.
Even to yesterday, like we had him over for dinner last night,
Hmm.
and then for her to him, very similar sense of, do you need any food? Do we need it? And she was really good to us in regards of, do you need anything? She always brought over just a little bit of food or something for the kids, right? I got two kids.
Yeah.
Like treats for the kids, just little small gifts, very subtle things, which was a great, a great gesture to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you feel now that Renata unfortunately has left us, that you find that you and your siblings are filling any kind of a caregiving role with your dad, or maybe kind of feel like that's on the horizon?
Definitely, the horizon is here.
It's
It's
here.
definitely a thing.
Yeah.
I remember shortly after she passed, and my dad was making dinner. But the dinners that he makes are now, you can get these meal kits,
Hmm.
and they get them delivered, or you can go buy the meal kits and you just kind of pop them in the oven, and it takes 45 minutes. So
Yeah.
he has his whole fridge instead of making a meal. Mostly what he does now, because Renata made the meal, and they used to go, she used to, he used to go to her house and have dinner and the dessert, and I always used to call around whatever time he used to call. They were just chilling, watching the Leafs. That's all they did was watch the Leafs together.
Oh, really?
And they all got so frustrated all the time. But now he has these meal kits, and the meal kits take about 45 minutes. And then one day when I was FaceTiming him, he turned the camera and it was just one place setting.
Mm.
And that was a eye-opening event to me, because that was his daily routine to this day, is mostly making the dinner, having a table of one, which was very it was just the daily process of him doing his routine with someone alleviated like us thinking about what is he doing, because we knew that he was doing that
Yeah.
one daily thing, and now he's doing this new thing. So our role now is, what are you doing? How are you doing? Do you want to come for dinner? He went to my brother's place for 4 days over a family day weekend. So
Yeah.
where's his time occupied? What is he doing? And what does he need really?
And he's getting around on his own, like he's still driving and doing all that stuff?
Full driving, goes to the gym, has
Oh,
got
he's
a
going to the gym.
community at the gym,
Yeah.
some friends at the gym. Every week he goes to a Thursday night pub night.
Yeah.
So he's definitely like he's finding it a new routine at this age.
Yeah. He's single
Um,
again
Single again.
at
So
85. Yeah.
at 85, yeah. So
Has,
he's
has what he's, with the relationship he had with Renata, and now that he's single again, has it changed your perspective on companionship? Maybe his perspective as well on companionship?
I well what's your definition of a companionship?
Just having a partner always around, like for the little things, like we think it's a little thing, dinner every
Yeah.
day. It's
Totally.
just like, well, what are we eating? And we've both got kids, right? So you're thinking, okay, what are we preparing? What's everybody eating? Like, so it's kind of like a daily conversation, and then all of a sudden it's all on you. You have to think about that. Maybe that's not something that you would have thought of. That was more of a Renata thing than it was for your dad. But now that's something that your dad has to think about every single day,
Every
and
day.
and that could fall by the wayside, where he could start eating poorly because he could start finding things that are easier to eat, which are not necessarily good enough for you. It doesn't sound like he'll go that way, because it sounds like he takes pretty good care of himself. But those daily things that you do that you have a companion for, now you don't. Does that change your perspective?
100%.
Yeah.
It makes most. I can't speak for him, but I can speak for us as a family in regards to how he lives his life. Is that he's a very healthy, health conscious person. The act of making your own meals is one thing. He's very directive in regards to what he puts into his body. Mainly because of the heart attack. He used to have a drawer of chocolate. We used to call it the chocolate drawer
Really?
in the living room, and it used to be an easy gift for him, because at Christmas the kids go, oh, we'll just get Grampy some chocolate, because he opened up this drawer and it's in the living room, the same place where he told us that he was dating Renata. Opens up this drawer and there's all wafers and chocolates, and the kids used to raid that, but since he had the heart attack, the doctor said no chocolate, no ice cream. And that used to be his thing. So he changed his whole diet around in regards to his eating habits.
Yeah.
And now with all these meal kits, it's what is going in my body, how am I exercising my body. So his routine is definitely changing. Our perspective of even us making meals for him, a lot more things that we wouldn't typically buy. So when he comes over for dinner, we're making those things
Yes.
now, rather than like whatever fried schnitzel we used to make, right?
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah.
so
So
it's
you live in Toronto. Does he live far away? Does he live in the city?
Oakville.
Lives in
Oakville.
Oakville. That's not so bad.
No, it's 40
So
minutes.
when you say, like, you might be caring from a distance, if you were to say that, it's not that great of a distance. Like, if you need to drop everything and get over there, you could
Yeah.
get there within the hour, typically.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
obeying the laws.
If assuming you are obeying all driving laws,
Yes,
you are still getting there within the hour or so.
and the same is going north to Markham for my wife's mother as well.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Something I think about, and I wouldn't say it's daily, but like my mom is 81, and she does much like your dad. She's active. She goes out and she does things. I mean, going up and down stairs, she's careful. That sort of thing, because she's got kind of like a bad knee. She's aware of her age. And so she's careful, as one would be at 81 years old. But she's still baking for us, thank goodness. She's still like, I'll go over there and she's like, I made a bunch of stuff for you. It's all in the freezer here. And it's like a big bag full of stuff. I'm like, that's amazing. That's like 2 days worth of meals. Like, it's awesome, right? And I think to myself, she's 81. Like, how many more of these meals am I getting? How many more of these days, months, years am I getting of her being active and out there? And I'm just checking in, like I help her get groceries, I pay her bills. That's the way I caregive for her. But I'm fully aware of her age, and I'm thinking, what's it going to be like when she needs care? She needs a lot of care. Is that something that you think about with your dad, that your siblings think about with your dad, that as active as he is right now, that at some point that's going to change and you're going to have to step up your role greatly? Do you think about that?
Yes. My dad's friend moved into a care place. I'm not sure what the name of it is. Like a healthcare place.
Yeah.
Like a permanent residence for people who don't want their home anymore.
Long-term
It's
care
got,
facility?
well, yes, thank you.
It's not a
We asked
retirement
him,
home, though.
a retirement home, yes.
Okay,
Like
because the retirement home is more like, I don't want to have my house anymore, and I want a few things done for me, but I can fully take care of myself. Whereas long-term care facilities, like, I need care. So I'm going to get my
I would say
room.
a retirement community.
Got it. Got it.
And she has this apartment with a kitchenette, but there's meals served all the time, and there's like bridge and all this stuff.
Yes. Got it.
He talks so highly of it as a good thing that I thought that's a move that he would make.
You think
And
that's
it's
in the
not.
offing?
Pardon me?
You think that's in the offing?
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to move at all
No?
from the house. He wants to stay where he is. He doesn't want to move. He doesn't like the idea of changing that big of a move. Thinking 5-10 years from now, that will definitely need to change because he has to go upstairs and go downstairs and go upstairs and go
Yes.
downstairs,
I think about that
or
with
go
my mom,
downstairs
too.
and go upstairs to do laundry.
Yes.
So that's definitely on our minds about what is it going to be like in X number of years. He's so healthy, which is healthy now. What will happen in a number of years, and how are we going to get set up? I think this avenue of going to a care facility is a great idea, especially if you have friends there. Then it's easily built into your system and everything is local. He talks about how great the food is, how great the care is, how great the place looks, how great it is to where the gym is, to where he gets his haircut. So the routine wouldn't change. It's more there's where he sleeps would change, but
Yeah.
he doesn't want to go that way yet.
Well, maybe that's a slow progression, right?
Yeah,
Maybe,
day by day is our motto.
yeah, maybe at some point he'll feel the need to be there and say, all right,
Yes.
I guess it's time. He's got to get there himself. Is there any conversation at all? Like when I talk about my mom and eventually her leaving her house, and her house being my childhood home. So, I mean, like it would be a very emotional thing when she decides that that's not her home anymore. Is part of the conversation your dad moving in with you or one of your siblings? Because we talk about it like if my mom were to make a move, what would the next move be? Would it be a retirement community? Would it be long-term care if she required it? Would it be that she wants to downsize and go from a house to a condominium? Would it be moving in with one of her children, most likely my sister? We think about that. We talk about that. Is that something that's part of the conversation in terms of relocating your dad at some point?
Never had that conversation about my dad coming and living with us. I don't think it would be anywhere close to his mind.
He wouldn't want to do it.
It
No
wouldn't-
offense
I
to you
don't e-
guys.
I don't even think it's been a thought in his mind. Even at Christmas time, we say, "Do you want to sleep here?" He goes, "No, I like sleeping in my own bed." You go, "Okay."
Yeah, I get that.
So, but definitely available
Yeah,
if he wants to do it.
it's an option.
It
What about your
100%
siblings? Are they on board with it? By the way, are you and your siblings, and maybe things haven't gotten complicated enough, but maybe if the situation did get that way, that you would all work in concert, but do you feel that everybody's pulling on the same chain? Like there isn't any resistance from anybody else in the family? You're all of like mind?
Yeah. So I got two brothers.
Yeah.
We're very close. One brother lives two streets over. The other brother lives in London, England.
Hmm.
I see him, the one two streets over, at least once a week or every few months, definitely.
Yeah.
All the time,
Yeah.
all family gatherings.
Yeah.
My brother in London comes back for, let's call it, four weeks of the year. So I see him a lot too.
Oh, that's good. Oh, good for
So
him.
we're all relatively close, depending upon where we are.
Yeah.
The great thing that my dad has done is that he's shown us all the finances in regards to where he's at,
Hmm.
which for whatever reason he shared. He didn't need to. We've never asked. Do not even need to entertain a conversation like that with him because we weren't brought up that way.
Yeah. But he's being
But
prepared.
he divulged everything about where he's at, even to the extent of the life insurance, like to the details of all that stuff. So he's very aware of what's going on and where
Yeah.
he's at in regards to his age.
Yeah.
But they would be the same. I don't think my dad would travel to London and live, but he would definitely, if there was an option, most likely choose my brother's house, mainly because of the size.
Yeah. 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 Well, it's good that there is that option. I mean, in terms of house size, but then, we've talked about it on the show where, now it's, being a full-time caregiver, that's going to obviously bleed into your professional life and your personal life. So there's a lot of sacrifice to be made there. Heck, I just came back from a funeral over the weekend. A childhood friend of mine, his mother passed away at 84, and he had been her caregiver, my goodness, I think for the past 20 years, living in the same house and making sure she's okay. And she never left the house. Like, she never had to move out. And he took care of her. And I sent her a text yesterday and said, everything, went great. Your mom would have been proud. Good for you. Proud of you. Your dad would have been proud too, I'm sure. But one thing I did mention was, I hope you're going to take a lot of time moving forward to take care of yourself and to enjoy your life a little bit as best you can, without your mom. And he greatly appreciated it. And he said, you are one of the few people, because I've known him for so long, since we were kids. I'd be one of the few people to fully appreciate just how much of the caregiving role he took on. He was a primary caregiver to his mother for many, many years. I mean, she was almost blind by the time she passed away. So there's a great sacrifice to be made, and surely we've covered that on this show. So in being prepared, like we've often talked on this show as well about being proactive versus being reactive. Is that something that's top of mind as well? We always feel like we've got to be ahead. I mean, your dad is certainly ahead of the game, being fully, making you guys fully aware of his situation. Do you feel that you've been proactive versus reactive?
I would say the only reason I'm proactive is because my dad is being proactive.
Okay, so you're following his lead.
I'm following his lead in regards to my family. On my wife's side, it's very much because her father passed away. My father-in-law passed away 3 years ago, and I'm learning through that about how and what I need or what we need for my dad when.
Right.
But it seems like the major difference is that my dad is so organized.
That's great.
Super organized as a structure of everything that he has, assets wise, health wise, appointment schedules. So diligent in that practice that it makes us, as, can't speak for my brothers, but just for our vibe. It's like we're just kind of hanging.
Yeah.
And like no conversations of, do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have this? Like he's very prepared, which makes us kind of just super chill.
Yeah. But
in regards
but
to
fully
our
aware of
perspective
what.
with it.
Yeah, fully aware though of what could be ahead, and making sure that you're ready to go. And it's great that you have partners in all of this, including your wife, but your siblings, your brothers as well. So beyond your family, who might you have reached out to for advice? Or maybe you haven't gotten to that point yet.
Advice for what? Like
advice
caregiving?
For caregiving, talking about parents that are getting older, relocation, that sort of thing, like kind of conversation that we're having now. Have you had these kinds of conversations with anybody else?
No. We have not. I hear my wife's and my sister-in-law, they have conversations, but nothing in regards to next steps.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
So very, very little in regards to that. And I think that mainly comes down to just the request that my dad has is like, I'm not going to leave, so you don't need to go do that stuff. Like in regards to relocating to a new, like a place, a home.
Yeah.
In regards to people coming in, he has set up cleaning. Doctors come into the house for what he needs, because skin cancer, heart attack, arthritis. So people come to him, or he drives. When he needs to drive, we drive him.
Skin cancer, he had that too?
Still does.
Still does. So that's a moving target as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What kind of care does that require?
He goes to Credit Valley Hospital every few months and gets some treatment done. So that's...
And he's okay to go on his own? Like, you don't feel... Because, like, one thing with my folks was they could take themselves to the doctor, and my mom, even now, can go to the doctor on her own, but their transparency wasn't what it should be in terms of the kind of care that was required. And I'm thinking back to my dad. He needed more care than my mom was letting on, and she took on too much of that burden. Is your dad, as far as you know, being as transparent as he needs to be?
I sent a friend of mine, hey, happy birthday. And she immediately says, is your dad's name Peter? And I said, yes. I heard his name when I was at the hospital with my sister. And the sister is going through cancer. And I said, that's interesting. So I waited till, I don't know, after the day was done, around 7 o'clock. I said, how was your appointment today? He goes,
he's like, what?
He goes, how do you know about that? I said, well, my friend Shannon was at Credit Valley today. He goes, okay. And then he goes into the story about what he was doing there. So the transparency is definitely at a you need to know basis.
Right.
And
okay,
so
but did he honestly feel like, well, this wasn't worth a discussion, it's really no big deal? Or was he like, I don't want to worry you?
It's a very much, which is how my family is. I will let you know when I have reached a limit in regards to you should be concerned now or aware.
Do you trust that? Like, do you feel like if he needs company going to the doctor that he's going to ask one of you?
Oh yeah. And then when we know the ask is there, because we ask, it's not like we don't ask.
Okay.
But when he asks, then it's at a level where he needs care, support. He needs someone to talk to, someone to listen. So the conversation changes. Like, there's a little bit of worry at that point when it gets to going to the hospital with him. He's a very independent dude.
Yeah.
And he likes it.
But you trust he will tell you when he needs more help, when he needs company, when he needs another voice or another ear at the doctor's office. That's good. Because, and that's foreign to me. I think I'm presenting a lot of parent issues in this episode. But, like, with my mom, I'll tell her, do you need any groceries? I was thinking about going grocery shopping, but I was going to wait till Friday. No, I'm good. I don't need anything. I'm good. Don't worry about it, because I take her grocery shopping. I'm like, okay, you sure you're okay till Friday? I'm okay till Friday. And then Friday will come, and we'll go grocery shopping, and she'll say, thank goodness, we're going to get groceries. I've been without milk. I've been without eggs all week. I'm like, what are you doing? I just offered to take you grocery. I didn't want to bother you. So that's why I look at you and I go, your dad would really tell you when he needed more help? He's going to be honest about that? So that's why it's hard to believe.
When it gets to a level where it's a little too comfort, it's a little just past his own comfort zone.
Yeah.
Him going to the hospital that day, and my friend just happened to hear his name, and his name was actually the person that is my dad.
Yeah.
Right? That thing, and me saying, hey, Dad, how was your appointment? And him going, he's got this shake that he does in his head when he's...
like blown away.
His whole face is very much like, I have to tell you now.
Yeah, that's when you know you got him, right?
And what he told me was like, just not ready to be talked about yet.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get the result yet from the doctor.
Right.
That he needed to share. So I stepped in, which was great that I stepped in because now I'm aware instead of me just living my day as if like, oh, it's snowing today or it's sunny today or right?
Yeah.
So
but it's good for him to know that you have friends everywhere that are listening. Everywhere. So there's no getting away from me. That's good that he knows that. He knows that. Oh, well, look, it sounds like you and your siblings and mostly your dad are in a relatively good place, ready for what might be in the offing. And this is a place in one's caregiving journey that we haven't explored yet in the show. So really grateful, Ian, that we could have you on the show for this one to share your perspective. Maybe we'll revisit your story sometime down the road. But Ian Hardy, really appreciate this. Our best to you and your wife, your whole family, your dad, your siblings, and thanks for doing the show. Really appreciate it, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
All right,
and
thank you.
Best to yours.
Thank you. I'm Jeff Sammut. This has been another episode of Amintro Family, the podcast, which you can hear on the Amintro Family app and wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out AmintroFamily.com. And a reminder, we want to hear your stories on the forum, and we can share them here as well on Amintro Family, the podcast.